Hi everyone, thank you all so much for being here and for joining me on this discussion of chicory. So chicory is a plant, it's a very hardy plant. I sell a lot of plant and herb kind of things for magical uses. You can go to my Etsy shop and see my whole list kind of thing there. And I do two different kinds of herb sort of magic. So I didn't start out wanting to be a green witch, but I am partly, so there you go. And for my herbs, I do tend to sell just the individual herbs for those that want to do some herb magic, that want to make their own mixtures, that sort of thing. Now, every herb or mixture that I do up, I've always conjured it at special times. I put extra magical energy in there. I'm also a 9th degree Reiki Grand Master, so it's got some Reiki in there as well. So it just adds a little oomph to your own magical workings as well. So like I said, I sell the individual herbs. You can find them on my Etsy shop, GoddessGarageCanada, but I also sell mixtures. So these mixtures are a lot of fun. People use them because, you know, it's just a ready-to-go spell. So both those that know the craft use it, and those that don't really know the craft use it a lot. So I sell to both groups a lot, even in the mixtures, because sometimes you just don't feel like doing up the mixture. You just want someone else who's done it. It's kind of like going to the frozen food section and buying that pizza or that TV dinner or whatever it might be, and getting it ready to go. And it's just, I just throw it in the oven. I don't have to prepare it, kind of thing. So I have a lot of different mixtures as well, right from bringing love into your life, to good health, to self-improvement, to bringing money into your life, whatever it might be. There's lots and lots of different mixtures that I've got done up, and like I said, they're ready to go, and they're all my special own formulas. And you know, check it out on the store, and if you have any questions about anything, please let me know. But today we're going to focus on chicory. Now, I don't have a chicory plant with me. Normally I would have some form of it, but I am all sold out of it because I wildcraft a lot of my herbs and things, and my magical potions that I do up, and chicory is one of the ones that I wildcraft. But I'm out of it, and it's Canada here in the winter, so there's not more of it growing right now. So I have to wait until it's growing again, and then I'll be able to wildcraft some more and have it available. So it's not up on my shop either, but nevertheless, I still wanted to do a video on it so that you have the knowledge about it. So chicory goes by many different names. It's a very robust plant. It grows pretty much all over the world because it has history dating back to the Roman times even. And like I said, it is a very hearty kind of plant. You'll recognize it because I put the title page as the chicory plant, so you probably looked at it and went, oh, I know that plant, instead of my face, because a lot of my videos have my face, and I'm sure you get sick of seeing my face, so it's nice to see the plant. And on the herb ones, I do tend to put the plant itself as the sort of title scene or screen or whatever you call it, kind of thing, so that you kind of know what I'm talking about. Now, normally I do have a sample, but like I said, I'm all sold out. Anyways, it is a very hardy plant. It grows anywhere. Once, if you've seen it on the front title page there, you'll probably recognize and go, oh yeah, I see that all the time in the ditches and the sides of the road. So it is one of those plants that can grow almost under any condition. It can take drought, it can take too much rain, it can grow in gravel, it can grow in sand, it can grow in well-tended earth that we've, you know, manipulated to, you know, allow our other flowers to bloom. And we often will pull the chicory plants saying it's a weed and toss it. People spend good money to get chicory plants off their lawn. People spend good time getting chicory plants off their lawn or out of their gardens or whatever it may be. It goes by many different names, and a client of mine did many years ago say something that I really took to heart, and it's really a good saying. It's because a lot of people think of the chicory plant as a weed, and she said a weed is only a weed if you call it a weed. So it really is our decision to decide whether these things are weeds or flowers or plants or herbs or nutritional in any way or whatever it might be, right? So we decide. So we've decided things like dandelions and chicories are weeds. Now the chicory, I've always thought, is a very pretty flower. It's fairly tall. It kind of can get straggly looking because the stems are quite sort of straggly. But the flowers are really pretty. They're like little purple daisies almost, but it's all purple kind of thing, as you could see from the title page. So, and the nice thing about this plant is you can pretty much eat or use almost the whole plant. So other names for the chicory plant are wild cherry, blue sailor's chicory, blue dandelion, and coffee weed, because it is often paired with coffee. And historically, it's often been used and ground up and brewed with coffee grounds to stretch coffee if you've gotten low on coffee. Now, during the pioneer times, the pioneers, you know, they're out in the middle of North America somewhere, and there's not like, they're not in a town, and it's, you know, a couple of days to get to the nearest town, and then if you get there, they don't always have coffee to buy, and yet you need your coffee in the morning. So a lot of people settling North America would use dandelions and chicory for their coffee instead, because chicory and dandelions do the same thing as far as the roots. Once you dry them out, and you can grind them up, and you can use them in coffee or as a substitute for coffee. Now, I've used dandelions, just straight dandelion root, for coffee. It does taste very close to coffee. It's like, this is a pretty good cup of coffee. I wouldn't, if someone had brewed it for me, I wouldn't have known it wasn't coffee. But because I brewed it for myself, I knew it was dandelion. I was like, what's this going to taste like? So it's a little bit of a different taste, but it's not, it's very, very close to coffee. So I can see why the pioneers used it as a substitute for coffee, and I can see why the chicory plant is used, or is often named the blue dandelion, because much like the dandelion, you can use the roots for coffee, you can eat the leaves in salads, you can eat the flowers, all that kind of thing. So it's great. And when you add it to coffee, for chicory anyways that I know of, I haven't done this with dandelion, but I have done it with chicory, it actually adds some richness to that coffee, and it enhances the flavor of the coffee, and almost takes away some of the bitterness of coffee, which I was like, oh, this is kind of cool how this works. But also for culinary and medicinal uses, it's been used historically. It's been used for salads. Like I said, it's been used in place of coffee or to stretch out coffee kind of thing. So it's got a lot of history behind it, even though it's considered a weed today. Now, there's lots of things on the magical side that chicory does. So chicory is considered a plant of strength. It's a masculine plant. It has 2 planets that are ruled by it. The sun, which is masculine and strong, because the sun gives life to all of what we know as the solar system, and Uranus is the other one. So Uranus is one of the big boys on the planet in astrology. If you've ever watched any of my astrology videos, you'll know I talk about Uranus in that way. So it's got 2 planets that rule it. It also is connected with the chakra, your solar plexus. Its color is yellow, even though it's purple. It pairs up with the yellow chakra, which is your solar plexus, which is your tummy. So part of that, I think, is because it's actually really good for keeping the trains running, because it puts a lot of fiber into your diet. It's a diuretic, so it's very good for you in that way, and it helps to ease any trouble as far as tummy issues go as well. But again, I don't really speak to that health side because I'm not a healthcare professional. I speak more to the magical side. So like I said, it is a plant of strength, partly because of what rules it, and partly because it is one of those plants that can grow anywhere, no matter the conditions. It overcomes the gravel, the sand, the drought, the too much rain, the, you know, everything. It's just like, okay, I'm here and I'm growing. So it's used a lot in sort of strength and courage kind of spells or rituals. If you carry it on you, so here's some of the things that go around it. So if you carry it on you, it will help you overcome any obstacles that happen in life. So if you're having trouble somewhere, like say at work, and it's a challenge and you need to speak up or something, carry some chicory on you and it will help you overcome and find those right words in that right moment for you to be able to say and speak up for what you need, or for what you want, that sort of thing, and overcoming those challenges and overcoming any other challenges. Because like I said, it's about strength, so it's about physical but also mental and emotional and spiritual strength as well. Now, it is said that it's good for unlocking locks. It opens locks. Now, part of that is also on that emotional and spiritual side. It does unlock things, as far as you can use it to unlock some strengths that you maybe want to enhance, to unlock some blocks that maybe you have for a bad habit that you want to get rid of. It can unlock, it's used sometimes in love spells to help unlock, not love spells as I want my love to come to me, more love spells where you've been together for some time and you want to unlock what the block is between the two of you. If you're going through a rough patch, it can be mixed in to a love spell for that reason. What else here? So chicory oil, or you can use the juice of the chicory. You can make chicory oil. I've done that. Or you can use the juice, like I said, if you've got a fresh chicory plant. They say if you anoint it on yourself, so if you put it on your wrists, maybe your ankles, the backs of your knees, some of your pulse points up here, maybe your third eye, that sort of thing, some of your chakra points, then you'll gain favors from great people. So from powerful and great people, you'll be getting these favors and they're more likely to give them to you. So for instance, if you want a raise from your boss and you want to go in and see him and talk to him about it, or her, you bring some chicory and you've anointed yourself, bring some chicory with you, talk to her about why you would need this raise, why you deserve this raise, and she most likely will grant it to you, because chicory is putting that energy out there for you. So yeah, you'll get those favors. It's also really great for artists who want to open doors for themselves. So if you're a writer and you're looking for someone to publish you, you'll gain that favor from the publisher. They'll say yes. If you're a musician and you're looking for a record deal, if you have some chicory, or if you've done a chicory ritual of some kind in particular to open that door, to unlock that door, chicory will be there to help grant that favor. And then anoint yourself as well, and it will help even if you're not in the presence of the person who's giving you the favor necessarily. It helps stop overspending too. So you can carry it on you if you tend to, walk into the dollar store and buy the whole place kind of thing. Or if you've gotten yourself into trouble with credit cards, been there myself, and it's like, oh, I'll just put this little thing on there. Oh, I'll just put this other little thing. And before you know it, there's a lot of little things on your credit card that have really upped the amount. So if you're overspending and you have that tendency and you want to try and stay in budget, you can bring your credit cards, bring your bank card, put it on the altar, mix it with some chicory, dress the candle with chicory, and there's probably a mix, because chicory, because it has 2 ruling planets, does tend to be a pair kind of herb. It likes to be paired up with things in order to really enhance what chicory does. Same thing with coffee. Like I said, I've never tried chicory on its own, but I've tried it with coffee, and it helps to enhance the flavor of coffee. So unlike mistletoe, it's not a spell booster like mistletoe or dragon's blood. It's just a good enhancer, so it just makes things better somehow. It doesn't add power, but it adds something, that little something that's like, oh yeah, okay. So that's why it works so well in that love spell that I was talking about, or it works really well in overspending spell. Like if you were to do that, you would pair it up with other herbs, or one of my mixtures or something, if you're specifically wanting to look to stay in that budget and not overspend, because it helps with that. It also helps with spells of invisibility. So if you're wanting to go in somewhere, into a situation, into a place, whatever it might be, and it can be metaphorical invisibility where I don't want to be noticed for whatever reason. I've done the invisibility spells. I've done a few of them in my day, and I'm actually really good at them. So I'm really good at not being noticed when I don't want to be noticed, and noticed when I do want to be noticed. So it's very rarely that I'm noticed by surprise kind of thing. So I'm really good at sort of slipping in and slipping back out again if I need to, and no one even realized I was there. So that's good. I'm good at that. And often an invisibility spell helps with that if that's what you're looking to do. It's also good at being part of a curse or hex removal. It helps with curse removals or hex breaking or anything like that. Again, it prefers to be paired with something. So I do have a few hex breakers. I have a banishing spell mixture. I probably have some chicory in there, but it doesn't hurt to add some chicory or whatever if you want to. And it's very good at just pairing up with the other ingredients and adding that enhancement that it needs. So that's really good for that. And now for a little spell that I do have, I thought I'd give you a little spell. So this is one if you want to be adding courage and strength to your day, to yourself, to that moment, whatever it might be. It comes with a cup of coffee, so that's always good. It's a great way to start your day too, if that day you're needing some extra strength and courage. So you get some dried chicory root and you have ground it up. And what you're going to do is you're going to brew your coffee with the chicory, just like you would. You mix the coffee grinds and the chicory, and it's usually 1 part coffee and half a part chicory. So for 1 spoonful of coffee grounds that you put in, you put a half spoon of chicory in, and then you keep doing that until you have what you normally have. Like for instance, I do a French press for my coffee, so I normally put 4 scoops of coffee in. So I would put 1 scoop of coffee in, then half a scoop of chicory, another scoop, another half of chicory, and then I tend to do another half coffee and another half chicory. So that's how I do it when I do this spell. So that's sort of the ratio that you're kind of looking for. And brew it to whatever strength you normally brew it to. It doesn't really matter. And then you pour the coffee into the cup like you normally would. You put in if you take cream and sugar, then put those in. If you're stirring, stir clockwise, because you're bringing in that strength and courage. So try to be mindful, because otherwise you're going the other way and you're reversing them, which is not what you want to do. So stir clockwise, or sunwise as it's sometimes called. And then what you want to do is you kind of want to sit and mindfully drink that coffee. Drink it with purpose. Don't be sitting on your phone or watching the news or reading a book. This is a coffee that you drink on purpose and with purpose. And when you drink it, then you want to be visualizing. So you kind of want to be in a meditative state and visualizing being strong during the day, having the courage to speak up if you need to speak up. Whatever situation you might be drinking this for, specifically, vision yourself in that situation and doing the things you need to do with strength and courage and diplomacy, that sort of thing. So when you've done that, when you've drank that cup, then you want to kind of chant over. You want to put some chicory root, sorry, I forgot this part. You want to put some chicory root in the bottom of the cup before you put coffee, like the chicory coffee brew in. Now, try not to drink too much of the chicory root, because you want to chant over those chicory roots once you're done. Now, if you really don't like a chewy cup of coffee, that's okay. Scoop out some of the chicory from the pot, and it's okay if it's mixed with coffee. That's totally cool. And then what you want to do after you've finished your cup of coffee is you kind of want to put your right hand over the cup. So like this, put your right hand over the cup, and you want to chant, and I'll put it in the description of what this is. This is one I've made up myself, and this is the one I use. You can take it and use it, or you can make it your own, whatever you want to do. So I say, with these grounds that I now brew, I'm up for the challenge of something new. I muster the courage and strength to break down the walls and barriers of any length. And I try to do it rhyming. You don't have to do it rhyming, but it creates a rhythm, and any elementals or fairies or angels that you've called in tend to be more attracted to rhythm, song, that sort of thing, right? So that's why we tend to do the incantations or the spell works or the spell casting in rhyme kind of thing, because it creates that rhythm, which is something the universe also responds to. And then after you do that, you want to take some of the grounds, in particular the ones at the bottom of your cup, but if you want to take it out of the pot, you can do that as long as you've chanted over them. And you take like I usually use the cup, and I go outside and I then throw it to the north, and it's your offering is what you're doing, right? So you throw it to the north because the north is grounding, it's earth, it's about being grounded in strength and courage, right? So you take that and you throw it to the north, and you have a beautiful day. Now, the other thing you can do with chicory, and a lot of people know about tea leaf reading, but they don't always know about coffee grind reading. So you can do that, and you can do it with dandelion root or chicory root. So what you want to do is, if you want to do some divination, you can have the chicory root in your cup, and what you do is you drink it first. So when I do a tea leaf reading, I always make the person drink that cup of coffee first, or cup of tea first, and then you leave a little tiny bit of liquid in the bottom, and you just kind of swirl the leaves around, or in this case the coffee and chicory grounds, and then you do this, you flip your cup over and you flip it back over this way. So you go like, you do this, you quickly do that because that gets rid of the liquid, right? And then you flip it back over, and most of the liquid will stay in here. And then you've got, I don't have any coffee in here right now, but then you've got the grinds all over, and you can sort of see what's happening, kind of thing. So that's just another thing. You can read coffee grinds as well as tea leaves. So a lot of people think of tea, and then I've had a few clients go, I don't like tea, and so I won't do the tea leaf reading. That's fine, you can do coffee. So if you want to do coffee instead, you do have to have the grinds. Now, you don't always have to put them in the bottom of your cup and drink it, but at least kind of put some energy into it, have a discussion while you're, sort of thinking about those grinds and things like that. If you're trying to do some divination, talk about what maybe you want to see, what you want to find out about. It's a good idea to do it with a friend so that you guys are churning up that energy, and then you dump out the cup and you see where the grinds land. So there you go. You can do coffee divination as well with chicory. So that's about it. Like I said, I wanted to get on here and talk about chicory. I'm just checking my notes and making sure I haven't forgotten anything. Doesn't look like I have. So yeah, so good luck if you want to try chicory. If you're in warmer climates and have access to it already, there's probably other people that sell it as well. I mean, I encourage you to go to my shop, but my shop's out of it, so go wherever you can get it, kind of thing. And then come summer in Canada, I know I will be wildcrafting it. If you feel like doing that too, feel free. Leave comments below if you're going to, or if you're thinking about wildcrafting it. And you can dry out the roots and the leaves and all that kind of stuff. When you purchase chicory from me, it's often some of the root, some of the leaf, and some of the flower that are all in that bottle of herbs that you get from me. So good luck with that. Let me know if you've worked with it or if you're going to work with it and what some of the results are. And if you'd like to see any other videos about any other herbs or plants or weeds, let me know in the comments what ones in particular you'd like to know about, and I can dig through my books, my many books, and see what I can come up with. I've got lots of notes over the years, as well as many, many books that I am constantly researching for these herbs. So that's chicory for you. Thank you so much for being here. I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel, share me with your friends, give it a like, and ring the bell, of course, too, so you get notified whenever some of these videos come up for you. All right, take care. Have a great day full of strength and courage. Bye.